So we continue with text 7. Remaining part of the purport. We'll first recite the verse. Syat Krishna Nama Charita Disitapya Vidya Pittopatapta Rasanasya Narochikanu Kintvadaradhanudinam Khalu Saiva Jushta Swadvikramad Bhavati Tadgadamulahantri. Translation. The holy name, character, pastimes and activities of Krishna are all transcendental sweet like sugar candy. Although the tongue of one afflicted by the jaundice of avidya, ignorance, cannot taste anything sweet, it is wonderful that simply by carefully chanting these sweet names every day, a natural relish awakens within his tongue and his disease is gradually destroyed at the root. Hare Krishna. So we welcome everyone for studying Upadeshamrita, text 7. Here is the overview of the entire text. What is the symptom of our disease? No taste in spiritual life. What is the cause of that disease? Individually ignorance, collectively bad leadership. Now what is the cure of that disease? Chanting. So there is chanting with care and attention, and it causes 7 effects. Cheto darpanam arjanam, bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam. And this is a very easy and beneficial method. So where should we chant? Where should we take to this medicine? ISKCON hospital. So ISKCON is like a hospital where the bhavarog is cured. So each of us have our unique symptoms, but our root disease is same, bhavarog. So ISKCON is the only, so to say, transcendental organization that provides a perfect medicine, chanting of the holy names, Shuddhanam. And this has to be chanted with Shraddha in Sadhu Sangha. So Shraddha is the little faith that we have, that we extend, and one should come to ISKCON to practice this Sankirtan, congregational chanting of Krishna's holy names. So this much we have studied till now. I think now, according to me, we are on page number 69. There are 3 stages in chanting the holy names. Oh, the real is not. Okay. So page 69, second paragraph. This first line, the real disease in the heart. So somebody may say, I don't have heart disease. In fact, my heart is working fine. What is this real disease is in the heart? So we have Chitta. We say the seat of consciousness. And within that Chitta, there are 3 things. There are past samskaras in the form of various impressions. Then there are unfulfilled desires that keep arising in the heart. I would like to have this, I would like to do that. And then there are thoughts. They are called vritti, thought waves. So whatever we associate with around creates a ripple in the lake of the mind that gives rise to thought waves. So thoughts, unfulfilled desires and past impressions. This is what chitta. And this chitta has all these three in the most obnoxious manner stored in it. So past so many lifetimes we have spent in the material world. So the impressions that we have carried of all those lifetimes. Then unfulfilled desires that we have. How many desires we make in a day? And imagine lifetimes that we have spent in material world. How many desires pending? And there is a super param computer in the heart, Paramatma, not his computer, but he has that genius that he keeps track of all those desires that we have made till date. And then on top of that we have our current setup of material surroundings. Every now and then, whatever we bump across in the world, thoughts keep arising. And that's why our chitta kshobha, the heart or the chitta, is undergoing constant agitation. There is no peace. So, the real disease is in the heart. And Prabhupada categorizes all that disease in the form of misconceptions or misgivings in the heart. Each of us have unique flavors of misgivings. They are called as vibhrama, and we have discussed this earlier. Swatattva vibhrama, misgivings about who am I. Paratattva vibhrama, misgivings about what is the absolute truth, what is the cause of all causes. Then sadhana sadhya vibhrama, what is the ultimate goal of life, how to achieve it, which is the path to be followed. Sadhana sadhya vibhrama. And then there is virodhi vishaya vibhrama, which means we are unaware of things that are contradictory or detrimental to this path that we are supposed to be following. So these are 4 types of misgivings in the heart. So if you ask a normal person in the road, who are you? The typical answer is Santya Mang Bhantyatmala. So I'm sorry, I come from Kolhapur, so the background is very strong. So they have their own peculiar identity, Swatattva. Who do you think who you are? Sometimes in the train, if there is some fight that happens between 2 people, one fellow catches the collar of another, gives a punch. खुद को क्या समझता है? हाँ? पता है मैं कौन हूँ? So both these questions are $1 million questions. खुद को क्या समझता है? And पता है मैं कौन हूँ? Unfortunately, there is wrong identification. That's a problem. जीवेर स्वरूप होए कृष्णेर नित्य दास, वो छोड़ के बाकी सब कुछ उपाधि को हमने अपना लिया है. Every other upadhi is okay, But when this original identity is talked about, people have no interest, no understanding. So this is the first misgiving, swatattva vibhrama. Then there is paratattva vibhrama. If you ask, how did this world come about? What is the cause of all causes? Some people say Big Bang. Others say evolution. The shunya. Some people say everything comes from nothing. So what? And there are others who say Paratattva, ultimate truth, sex life. There is no truth beyond this. Kimanyat kama haitukam. Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita. That's a typically atheistic philosophy. So Paratattva, according to various people, various things are Paratattva. What they consider as ultimate. Then sadhana sadhya vibhrama. What is the ultimate goal and how to achieve it. So I told you my own story. When I passed my 10th standard exam, I got my merit ranking. There was a huge gathering of my relatives and friends. Congratulations, feast. And they asked me, so, what would you like to become after you grow elder? What kind of job? I said, I would like to become truck driver. My mother was shocked. She looked at me, everybody looked at me. And I thought maybe I made some mistake. Then my mother said, can we just go 2 minutes inside? For a while. I knew something has happened terribly wrong. So she took me inside and thrashed me. He said, शुभ शुभ बोलो. अच्छा ओकेजन है, लोग इतने घर में आए हैं, कुछ पूछ रहे हैं. ट्रक ड्राइवर क्या बनना है तुमको? So I was not getting, what did I say wrong? I said, I like to travel and I like to learn from people and places. So if I become a truck driver, then I will get to do both and yet get paid for it. Isn't that wise? So sadhan sadhya vibhrama. So everybody has their foolish conceptions about what to do in life. And then there is virodhi vishaya vibhrama. We don't know things that are detrimental to our life. It is clearly written on a cigarette packet that tobacco kills. Earlier they used to write, it causes cancer, it is injurious to health. Now that also they are not writing. They are saying tobacco kills. Very simple, straight. You can't make it, plain truth plainer, than that. Or sometimes there are, those Howard's 3000 or some whiskey or beer or something. I don't know what it is. उसके ऊपर कभी कभी वो ऐसे कौटी दिखाते हैं वो, with crossbones, and they say that this, if you drink, end result is, something like this. But virodhi vishaya vibhrama, people are utterly bewildered. They don't know what will cause them disturbance, and they sometimes take to that which is destructive as a course of their mainstream activity. So this is called virodhi vishaya vibhrama. By chanting Hare Krishna, what happens? All these vibhramas are eradicated. Just by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, one actually gains proper conception of who am I. That prostitute who came to Haridas Thakur to allure him, she had no conception of spiritual life. She just understood that there is some saintly person and we have to do some mischief for him, create some mischief. But Haridas Thakur was so rooted, centered and grounded in spiritual life that he was totally unmoved by all this, drama that was going on around. In his company, as she continued chanting, first she heard for 3 days, and then on the 3rd day she started chanting along, and she had a heart transformation. Suddenly it dawned upon her, who am I? I am also a living entity, part and parcel of God. I am supposed to be pure. What kind of job I am doing? And she became so repentant. What is that song in that Tukaram movie that prostitute sings? Patita pavana maja tucha tari deva. So she started suddenly singing a song, Oh Lord, I am so fallen, please, you deliver me. I cannot deliver myself by any means. Then Haridas Thakur gave her initiation. She sold off all her property, sat before the Tulsi Maharani in the same ashram, started chanting. And over a period of time, she became a very famous saint whom people admired for purity. So Swatattva Vibhrama gone. Similarly, we see in the story of Ajamila, he lost his track in between. He had no proper virodhi vishaya, understanding. So suddenly something went wrong, some sight, and he got deviated. At the last minute of his life, Narayana! Loudly called out. Not even the personality of Godhead, but his son. And the result of that was Vishnu Dutas come, and then there is a discussion between Yamadutas and Vishnu Dutas. And this is a Bhagavatam class in which Ajamila does not sleep. You can't. It's a matter of life and death. Who wins? So Ajamila heard everything attentively, the whole discussion. All his virodhi vishaya vibhram, sadhana sadhya vibhram, everything finished. After that, he was given second chance. He went to Haridwar practiced Krishna consciousness very strongly, 12 years, went back home, back to Godhead. In that song which we sang, Madhuram Madhurebhyopi Mangalebhyopi Mangalam, there is a description of how holy name is very empowering. Trunikritya Jagat Sarvam Rajate Sakalopari, making this entire material world look like the straw in the street. This holy name is shining forth at the topmost pedestal of one's heart. Rajate Sakalopari Chidanandamayam Shuddham Chit Anandamaya, full of knowledge and bliss and completely pure. Harer Namaiva Kevalam. So these are the descriptions of realized souls about what happens when you chant Hare Krishna. And therefore, to cleanse the mind and heart from all misconceptions, one should take to this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is both easy and beneficial. By chanting, one is immediately freed from the blazing fire of material existence. Klesha Gni, we say, na? First symptom, first ray of bhakti that manifests in the heart of a sadhaka. Bhakti destroys all kleshas. Now somebody may say, Prabhuji, I am sometimes so disturbed. Samsara, Dava, Nalalidha, Loka. I am feeling all the flames of material existence inside in the heart, sometimes outside. And I do start chanting, but that chanting is like empty bullets, Hot air is coming, from mouth, but nothing is happening with that kleshagni, the klesha that is produced. Why is that so? Here it says, by chanting, one is immediately freed from the blazing fire of material existence. Something is wrong. Chanting is not effective. What is happening?
So, this is when there is Shuddha.
I think he has read the next paragraph already, so he's telling all this. There are 3 stages in chanting the holy name. So ours is generally Namaprad stage, then there is Namabhas, and then there is Shuddha Nam. So according to the stages, the results manifest. So Namaprad stage. So 3 stages of chanting. I don't know how they show it, but something like the globe of the earth, and there is darkness on one side, light on another, and in between there is twilight. So here the sun has not risen. Here it's in a rising condition, Sandhya, and here it is full noon. Similarly, in the, I don't know how to call, heart of a devotee, there are 3 stages. Namaparad stage, we know the 10 offenses. What are the 10 offenses? First, blaspheme devotee. Second, Brahma, Shiva, Sachin Tendulkar, whatever. Giving everybody equal importance as much as Vishnu. Do we do that?
Yes.
Yeah. So then, Brahma Shiva is very far-fetched for us. We can understand what do you value? Spending time with. Third, Guru Ravadnya. Fourth, Shruti Shastra Nindanam. Ninda, sometimes we don't blaspheme Vedas or something, but we don't study them. We just don't give any, fig, so to say. So what? Prabhupada wrote so many books, so his problem. Don't ask me about it. So Shruti Shastra Nindanam. Then Mahimna. Holy name's glory is to be considered as imagination. So we hear verses like Gokoti Danam Grahane Khagasya Prayaga Gangodaka Kalpavasaha Yajna Yutam Meru Suvarna Danam Govinda Kirter na samam shatamshay. The merit you get by chanting once Hare Krishna is not equivalent of millions of pious activities you may perform in the material world for millions of lifetimes. Oh, that's exaggeration. Hare Krishna.
So
Nothing much has happened as of now. So we have faithlessness in the glories of the holy name. Sixth, to give misinterpretation. So sometimes we tend to do that, especially to try and make Krishna consciousness appealing to the masses or people who are reluctant to accept it. Those are the areas where we tend to give misinterpretations. Seventh, yes. So we tend to think that once in a while, little gadbad in four regulative principles is okay. You don't have to be so serious about all these things. And anyways, अभी तक तो दीक्षा भी नहीं हुई है. Some people say अभी दीक्षा तो हो चुकी है. We don't know what they will justify with. अभी तो गुरु ने ठेका लेके रखा है. अभी वो देख ले, उनका प्रॉब्लम है वो. So whatever. Then eighth, to treat holy name as karma kand. So while chanting, putting hand in the bead bag, we are thinking about some material plan making to get material benefits, and we are even praying to Krishna sometimes. Ki Krishna, itna japa kiya hai maine, promotion ho jana chahiye, something like that. So we are thinking, of the holy name like some karma kand to get material benefits out of it. And then to instruct faithless persons about the glories of the holy name. For that we really need to preach. I think we rarely commit this offense. And then 10th, in spite of all these hearings, wonderful instructions on holy name, we retain our material attachments. See, material attachments keep coming in the heart by natural, as I said, vrittis, thought waves that keep arising because of contact with matter. We can't avoid that. But how do we react to those thoughts? So when a material desire comes, do we welcome it? Or do we... I gave you that example. When you see a cockroach in your home, what do? You go immediately run, get a jhadu, you bless him. And then you sweetly escort him, till the door, and then eject outside. Right? This is exactly what a devotee does when he sees material desires in his heart. Yeah, it's like a cockroach. So तुरंत वो जाके कृष्णा से कुछ empowerment लेके आता है, चेतो दर्पण मार्जनम करने के लिए उसका, so especially होली ने, and he nicely escorts that desire out of the heart. I say, no place for you here in this home. So this is what we are supposed to be practicing. These are 10 offenses which happen every now and then. We are not careful. And then the last one, the terrible one, to be inattentive while chanting Hare Krishna. Yeah, I wonder why it is kept at the last. It's like the base of the whole building, or something. Building dekhte dekhte niche, aur baap re, ye baitha hai. So inattention in chanting. So inattention is usually product of not being pure in one's habit of eating, sleeping, mating and defending. So we have to become regulated in these habits. Then mind becomes sharp, to become attentive. Be here now. There are many movements nowadays in modern times. All that has been already sorted out in bhakti. You don't have to go anywhere else. So these are all namaparad stages. So currently we are wallowing here. You know what is wallowing? Acha, girte padte marte. Wallowing, like a insect that is sometimes fallen into some tumbler, wallowing in the water, with no hope, basically, unless somebody picks him out and takes him somewhere else. So we need some empowerment. Then comes Namabhas. Namabhas basically begins every time we chant one Hare Krishna mantra, one Maha mantra attentively. We hear one full mantra complete. That is called Namabhas. This is not very complicated. Which means that during the 16 rounds that we chant for 2 hours, there is full scope for us to be at the Namabhas stage. if we so plan it. I was recently hearing it requires 10,000 hours to gain mastery in any field. This is some research done by people. So you want to become a table tennis champion, or you want to play tabla, or you want to become Olympic for shooting or whatever. You know how many hours those guys practice? 6 hours a day. There was one fellow, I forget his name, he won Olympics for some 16 years for swimming. You know him? Yeah. So many times, you know. And this fellow, can you imagine 17, 18, 20 years of his life, for almost 6 to 8 hours per day he would be in water. Not just in water, means swimming and practicing everything. So that was the commitment these people have to get that, some circular thing inside their, neck, not inside, on their body, क्या डेडिकेशन है. हमको बीडबैग ऑलरेडी मिला हुआ है, वो गले में डाला है हमने. Far better than getting Olympic award. Now Olympic is going on, so I'm speaking a little bit about that. So we already got one, so to say, medal, our medallion, the bead bag is already there in our neck. Now we have to become a champion. Interesting. In Krishna consciousness, it's like आर्मी में भर्ती हुआ नहीं कि उसको बंदूक दे देते, यूनिफॉर्म दे देते, स्ट्रैप्स रहते उसके, बेल्ट रहता उसका, दिखने में एकदम सोल्जर के जैसे दिखता है. लेकिन वॉर पे भेजेंगे तो I won't say what happens, but रोज वॉर होता है. So the point is, we are given all this upadhi or whatever, dress of a devotee, mala, everything in hand. Problem is अभी तक वो practice नहीं हुआ है. What is pending? 10,000 hours. 2 hours per day is how many hours for how many days? So if you chant for 5,000 days divided by 365, how that is? How much that is? 15 years approximately. We have mathematicians here, so no issues. Can you imagine? That's not big deal. 15 years. इंजीनियरिंग का डिग्री मिलने को कितना टाइम लगा? कम ऑन, 21 साल लगा. मतलब इतना घिसा ना रोज, तो 15 years, not bad, to gain mastery. If you want to speed up, you can chant sometimes 25 rounds, 64 rounds. I have no problem. But minimum 16, Prabhupada said. So we stick to that standard. Now, coming to Namabhas. Here is the master tip. If we can just make this one effort every day, that every mantra that I chant, I'll hear it completely. There are devotees in our temple. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. वो आगे नहीं जाता उसका बीड़. क्यों नहीं जाता? क्यों? सुना नहीं था. So it doesn't turn it further. And there are other guys who chant 16 rounds and then they begin like 17th, 18th, like that, because they know कि वो 19-20 हो ही जाता है कुछ. So they are really wanting to make sure that at least the commitment given is followed nicely. So if we chant at this stage, what are the benefits of Namabhas? Okay, first of all, what are the benefits of Namaprad? You may say, इसका भी कुछ benefit होता है क्या? Namaprad का benefit है, you get material opulence. You get opportunities for sense gratification. You get what you call
Except Krishna, everything.
Yeah, you actually get things that will divert you from bhakti. That's what you get in Namaprat. But in Namabhas, नामाभास eradicates all the aparadh. It starts cleaning it up. जो जमा करके रखा था stock. It starts cleaning it up, and also it starts burning away all one's past sinful activities ka reactions, past sinful tendencies, kutam, all that starts getting burnt up when you come to this stage of Namabhas. And then, if we can do this, one Mahamantra attentively at a time, you don't know, even one Mahamantra if you hear attentively, it is such an accomplishment. We have to congratulate ourselves, actually. कि आज मैंने एक मंत्रा पूरा सुना. It's a grand accomplishment. And then eventually follows Shuddha Nam. Now, as I was telling you, this is a little out of syllabus currently, but I told you that there is Nama, Rupa, Guna and Leela. They are always together. They are never separated. Absolute. So this is what happens in this stage, that there is no differentiation in getting to participate, interact on these levels with the Lord directly. So that is like sun rising, So holy name has not appeared yet. This is called Namakshara Hoy, Nam Nahi Hoy. It's like firing blanks. In the army sometimes in the beginning they give without daru. Daru means the gunpowder. So without gunpowder you are given bullets. Thud, thud, thud. Same sound comes, when you shoot. But nobody dies, even after shooting. So like that Namaparad is empty bullets, firing blanks. Then here bullet is there, but it is not yet hitting on the bullseye. It's going somewhere. And then eventually comes the actual power of chanting Hare Krishna. It is said if simply one pure devotee sits in one corner of the universe and chants the holy name, he can deliver the entire Brahmanda. That is the power of one person's pure chanting. That is the weightage of chanting Hare Krishna purely. So, these are the three stages which are elaborated here, and we will just quickly read through them. Yeah, there are chances. Usually at Shuddha Nam you don't come back, but Namabhas and Namaprad possible. Shuddha Nam to back is possible when you commit Vaishnava Prad, Dhama Prad, Seva Prad. But usually it is not like that.
Maharaj was at which stage? Basically, at Bhava stage.
Bharat Maharaja's chanting was almost like Shuddha Nam, reaching to the stage of perfection.
What apart he had connected to the deer?
Why he got attracted to the deer? Two reasons acharyas have given. One is its desire of the Lord, Leela, to intensify his bhakti. जैसे गुलाब जाम होता है ना, उसका जो मावा होता है, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, गोल गोल जो रहता है वो बनाया हुआ, उसको शुगर के इसमें डालने से पहले क्या करते हैं, उसको डीप फ्राई करते हैं घी में, हीट. तो उससे उसका एबिलिटी टू सोक द शुगर सिरप एंड टू बिकम स्वीट इंक्रीजेस. If you just put it like that, it doesn't soak so much and doesn't get sweeter. So Bharat Maharaj को कृष्णा ने प्रेम समुद्र में डुबोने से पहले उनको पश्चाताप के घी में फ्राई किया. ऐसे आचार्य बोलते हैं, मेरा एक्सप्लेनेशन नहीं है. This is one reason. It is the will of the Lord to intensify his bhakti. So Lord can do it through any means. It's not necessarily like this one thing. The second reason acharyas give is because he was a kshatriya before, king, and king have that kshatra bhav. I have to give protection. It's a very prominent thing in their heart. They cannot tolerate a person undergoing suffering. It is so prominent. वो पालकत्व की भावना. I have to shelter. And Maya, that strength became weakness. So Maya can trap us in our success also, or good qualities also. And so that's a lesson for us to learn. So why Bharat Maharaj had to go through that stage of life. simple terms, he underwent all that to teach, for us to learn certain lessons. And yeah. So her question is, other than just one Mahamantra being completely heard, are there any other ways to cultivate Namabhas in our life? One is that chanting not only with attention but with appreciation for the holy name. How's it, intentions? Not that I have to chant. Oh, I get to chant, I love to chant, I want to chant. In that mood, when we approach, that also is a very nice stage of Namabhas. Also, there is something called as Granthi, which means for 4 rounds consistently, don't do anything else other than just chanting. So we have to take those Granthis, chant 24 minutes, 4 rounds complete, take a little break to maybe recite some shlokas, drink some water, meditate on something nice or read something, offer a prayer, again get back into chanting. So like that, if we do 4 rounds, it's a very powerful technique to cultivate Namabhas, which means till those 4 rounds ka Granthi is over, we will not do any other thing. So my personal standard is I do it for 12 rounds. Means 4, gap, 4, gap, 4, and then I go for walking. 4 rounds while walking. So that is how my personal standard is. So we all should figure out what works for us.
You quoted words, Namakshara hoy, Namanai hoy, for Namabhas, like that there are verses.
For Nama, there are, but I don't know them. You can read in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sanatana Shiksha, teachings to Sanatana Goswami by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. So we have also seen what happens here in this stage. I'm just repeating what I have earlier taught. In this stage also there are some things that happen. First is called Jadya. Jadya means we are lazy. Lazy to wake up in the morning. Even when we are woken up in the morning, instead of grabbing the bead bag, we grab some newspaper or some. There is sheer laziness, So, Jadata, matter is weighing heavy in consciousness, Jadya. Then there is Vikshepa, distraction. So this is mode of ignorance, this is mode of passion. Vikshepa means distracted during chanting. So we obviously have mobiles nowadays, We simultaneously try to send two messages, one to Krishna, one to somebody. So we are being effective, in management. Multitasking. So multitasking is a killer of our japa. Anything else you add into that. So Vikshepa. And then there is Audasinya. Audasinya is in mode of goodness, which means one is chanting nicely, one is hearing also the mantra, but one is not experiencing any taste. It is like some kind of jaw exercise, like chewing gum khata na. So like that. So that is something like that is happening, And sometimes you wonder also, कितना देर करने का इसको? दुख रहा है. Jaw chanting करके. Jaw paw. So Audasinya. This is different from Jadya. Indifference. Indifference to holy name. So what? We think. I have other things to do. So Audasinya. And then there is Kashaya. Kashaya means there are earlier stocked impurities of past sinful habits and activities. जपा के बीच में वो सारा ऊपर आता है. जैसे कोई गटर वाटर सेटल हो गया था तो ऊपर का पानी स्वच्छ दिख रहा था, very clean water. And now you go and put a stick inside and all that sludge and slurry and everything is so horrible, So we are, and sometimes in chanting you get such bad thoughts. You wonder, what kind of demon I am. Such lust and anger and envy and greed and usko marunga, pitunga, usko, all that kind of, you go through all this, and you wonder, what is this? Holy name is pure. I am sitting peacefully. कुछ हो नहीं रहा है आजू बाजू. शांत वातावरण है. Everything is peaceful. No quarrels also have happened in the past. But these kind of things come out because cleaning is happening, and the internal dirt, sometimes arises. Kashaya. And then there is one more.
Laya.
Yeah, laya. Laya ये तो एकदम खतरनाक है. Laya means before even the rocket launch, और वो ढूस हो जाता है उधर. मतलब माला हाथ में लिया नहीं, त्याला ब्रह्मानंदी टाळी असं म्हणतात मराठीमध्ये. वो समाधि में चला जाता है. As soon as beadbag comes in hand, what a power, So
नहीं बोल रहे और नहीं जा रहा है.
So lay bhari. So this is interesting phenomenon that for many of us we struggle with this. So there are 3 standard solutions given by acharyas for all these problems. Number 1 is chant in association with a pure devotee. Now you may wonder, pure devotee किधर से लाने का भी? So we have Tulsi Maharani in our homes. She is a pure devotee. We can also have picture of Prabhupada or our Guru. We have pure devotees present in the form of their picture. And we have our own, sometimes, even one more devotee present with you actually saves a lot of trouble in japa. Some of the things. So that is first thing. And second is the sankalpa. Sankalpa means the day before sleeping, we take an oath. Tomorrow I am going to chant some of the best 16 rounds of my life. We take a sankalpa. And we prepare accordingly ourselves, which means our next day's clothes that we need to wear in the morning are kept ready. Beadbag is in the place where it should be, not lost somewhere. And light dinner, not heavy eating, and sleeping early in the night so that we can actually wake up, to start chanting. So the preparatory part also we do well. Not only sankalp leke nahi, but all this preparation also we do well. So that is called sankalpa. It really helps, next day to chant nicely. So chant with the sankalpa. Next 4 rounds, ये mind का तो मैं band बजाऊंगा आज. You getting my language? I'm sorry, but these are kind of, you have to really be determined, बहुत हो गया इसका नाटक. And sit down and chant. So this is how one has to really. And the third, so to say, solace is deepen your sambandha jnana. So the degree, like you can see that when you hear a class like this and next day you chant, my God, what kind of chanting you do. And sometimes nothing has been deepened in our sambandha dhyan about who am I, everything is Vibrahma, in life. So then it becomes difficult. So one has to deepen the sambandha dhyan. And sometimes it is also good to deepen it while chanting also. Like I was telling, after 4 rounds, you take a break and you read something inspiring or whatever, and you deepen your resolve and again get back into chanting. I was giving that contemplations that energize your chanting. Harina. All that is about this only. So Abhidheya becomes nice the moment Sambandha becomes deep. So these are some tips on how to deal with these stages. Now, page 70, first paragraph. The conclusion is that. What is the conclusion? Prabhupada starts mentioning from here onwards gradual steps to full recovery. So Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivrutti, Nishtha Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava Prema. Those 9 stages will be described in 3 paragraphs from now. So I will not describe them because we have studied this many times. But I'll just read that 71 page second paragraph. When a person is relieved from unwanted things, Anartha Nivrutti has happened, he becomes fixed in executing his Krishna activities. Beautiful. Krishna activities. Indeed, he becomes attached, that is Ruchi, and Asakti to such activities and experiences Bhava, ecstasy. Thus, the conditioned soul becomes free from material existence and loses interest in the bodily conception of life, including material opulence, material knowledge, material attraction of all variety. At such a time, one can understand who the Supreme Personality of Godhead is and what his Maya is. Interesting stage. Now next paragraph. Although Maya may be present, it cannot disturb a devotee once he attains Bhava stage. This is because the devotee can see the real position of Maya. Krishna and Maya, forgetfulness of Krishna. They stand side by side like light and shadow. If one remains in shadow, he cannot enjoy the facilities offered by the light. If one remains in light, he cannot be disturbed by the darkness of the shadow. By taking to Krishna consciousness, one gradually becomes liberated and remains in light. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Indeed, he does not even touch the darkness. Krishna Surya Sama Maya Hoya Andhakar Jahan Krishna Taha Nahi Maya Radhikar. So this is our back to Godhead's slogan. Krishna is compared to sunshine, Maya is compared to darkness. Wherever there is sunshine, there cannot be any darkness. So I will just quickly summarize. Syat, there is Krishna Nama Charita Adi, Sita. There is a nectar or sugarcane juice like sweet Krishna Nama Charita Adi is available. Api avidya pitta upatapta rasana. However, tongue that is afflicted by jaundice of ignorance, which is consciousness which is covered by ignorance, cannot relish the sugarcane juice, cannot relish Krishna's holy names, etc. Na rochikano. No taste. So no taste problem जिन जिन को है उनका ये श्लोक है. किंतु the medicine is being spoken. आदरात अनुदिनम खलु सैव जुष्टा. With respect and consistency. Respect and consistency. खलु सैव जुष्टा. लगे रहो. In simple language. लगे रहो. खलु सैव जुष्टा. Swadvi kramat bhavati. Gradually taste will arise. Tad gada moola hantri. And the disease of avidya will be destroyed at its root. And that's why Prabhupada spends time explaining how chanting cleanses avidya, misgivings in the heart. So this is the overall picture of this verse. Symptom, causes and cure of our real disease. That's the title for the shloka. Any comments or questions? Co-teacher. Comments, questions? Yes, bro.
There can be a lot of things on which you should work on while chanting. So, two things. If we think too much, then maybe our chanting will get ineffective. The second thing, in that case, what should we prioritize? Because of this
Very nice question. We learn so many things, and if these things come at the time of chanting in our mind, then this is another distraction only. Arey, lay ho raha hai. Whatever. So, what to do? What should we exactly focus? Because too many things we hear, and then that becomes a distraction. So, these things that we learnt is of the chanting phenomenon. What to really organize in our life so that we have those 2 hours of chanting like a performance zone, having prepared well for it. At the time of chanting, what should we think of is only 2 things: attentiveness and prayerfulness. Hear and beg. If this much only we can focus, we are doing a great deal of good work during chanting. So there are not too many things to be worried about.
For the planning phase only, there are many things where we find that we are lacking.
So you are not talking about chanting, you are talking about off-chanting lifestyle. So in that, what to focus on? Is that what the question is? I have spoken on this topic, but once again I will repeat myself. I told that there are 6 main items: self-care, stay fit to execute all the other items in life. There is sadhana, there is family, there is occupation, there is seva, and there is resource management, so that these can be supported nicely. All of these. So can you tell me what is that one thing in each of these dimensions, if you take care of, everything else becomes either unnecessary or a piece of cakewalk? For example, in sadhana, what one thing you should worry about? You're all warm but not hot. Full morning program. Bas, nothing else. End to end. घर पे हो किधर भी हो, यमदूत भी आएंगे तो बोलने का 2 मिनट रुको, लास्ट माला बचा है उसको पूरा कर दो, फिर लेके जाओ जिधर जाता है. So full morning program. That's the one thing you should worry about in sadhana. बाकी आपने कुछ भी नहीं किया, ठीक है. So this full morning program sometimes in the beginning is a spread over on the day. Japa in the morning, Mangalarti in the car. You are getting? Bhagavatam while coming back from the office, hearing. But don't miss out those items. Make sure that they happen with some precision, ruthlessness. You have to make them happen in the day. That's your management. So that is full morning. Then self-care. What is the one main thing in taking care?
Personal hygiene.
Health, personal hygiene. I would say regulation, which means diet, sleep, exercise, all those items, Just make a default setting for yourself. On a normal day when there are no calamities, emergencies, things happen like how Prabhupada's life was, very routine, regular, not haphazard. So regulation. In family, what's the one thing you should worry about? That will take care of everything else. Wife. What should wife take care of? Husband. Relationships. What is the crux of relationships? Compromise. Sacrifice.
Understanding. Love.
Love. Tolerance.
So actually, it's money.
Everybody is giving the realizations. I know what is exactly. Money. No. In family, the one thing that you should be focused on is
Understanding. Spending.
give and receive love. So love basically means service, fulfilling needs and values of others. क्या हो गया था?
Stock खत्म हो जाता है बोलते।
लव का स्टॉक खत्म हो जाता है आफ्टर सम टाइम. In this home there are sounds of love and spirit of service. No? That's a nice slogan to have for your home mission. Occupation, what's the one thing you should worry about? If you are employee, then boss prasada, company prasado. And if you are a businessman, then customer prasada, profit prasado. You know. So customer satisfaction. That's all. So internal customers, external customers, boss is also our customer. We are delivering our services. In Seva, what's the one thing to worry about?
Is the
Occupation is
person
only, you mentioned only for men, like office. But what about occupation like houses?
You have your customer, service provider. All of us were meant for service. Actually, जो लोग इसमें पंगा नहीं करते हैं ना, they are always successful. You will see that. And of course, we could go on, but because he asked me what is that one thing, so I just got into that one thing. So there are 6 things actually, and that we are figuring out one thing, because I can't give an answer which is the simplest. Be Krishna conscious. Now, what does that really mean? Somebody may say. So that's why we are putting it up in this format. Okay. You figure out. No spoon feeding. It took me 16 years to figure this out. So, because of my dull municipality ka tube. But it's not very difficult. These are the things we should focus on. Yes. Not a very good idea. It can be in the background, very softly played, but we are not like listening to his japa and then counting our beads.
Is it considered as being an association of a...
Yeah, you can. We can chant with Prabhupada japa, but focus on our mantra that we are uttering. That's the point. There is that humming sound, no? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, 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 Hare Hare. Prabhupada is fast chanting, huh? So it gives some that buzzing effect, for your chanting. Any other? So we end there.